Hello, Swivelheads. It's Greg Allison with Swivelhead News back at you again live. Let me pull up this on my channel so I can follow you guys as you join. So give me 1 second here. There it is. So I hope some of you guys are coming back here in a minute. So we've had a really good night tonight with the presidential address, which I covered live using the White House's own channel. So hopefully that won't run into any rights of copy type issues. And I show only one person in the room. That's interesting. Anyway, as y'all join, there we go. We got Mary in the house. Hi, Mary. So I'll wait just a second here. Hopefully get a couple more people in the house. There we are, Arnold. All right. Alrighty, folks. I probably should have some messages out, but I have to worry about my live timing out while I'm getting it set up. Alrighty, folks. So somebody just have to catch us on a rewind. The purpose of tonight is a family chat amongst ourselves to talk about tonight's address, what's going on. So we'll kind of recap on the address itself again. Then I'll show you some things, interesting things that the president said. He said that Mexico had suddenly come up and turned in 29 the top cartel leaders to the United States. That's big, that's huge. But is it big enough? Trump is intended to shut down these cartels. Let's look at it, guys. I'm thinking about doing a video on this topic in and of itself, that Mexico's actually broke international law by basically aiding and abetting these cartels for quite a time, as they've slipped drugs and trafficked the people across our border. And they've been allowed to get away with it. Well, now they know that the gig's up, so they're starting to cooperate some because they know Trump's going to take action. It would be good for Mexico that Trump took action, because first and foremost, these cartels oppress the people in Mexico itself. A lot of people would go to Mexico that don't want to go now because they're afraid of being abducted. That includes myself. I've had people invite me to Mexico for meetings and other purposes, and like the space conference, and I wouldn't go because I thought, well, I'm kind of a aerospace person. These folks might think that they could ransom me and get some money for me, and ain't nobody gonna pay diddle for my ransom. I'd just be out of luck. I would probably be in a mass grave or something like that. So, I didn't want to go. And same way, a lot of businesses are reluctant to invest down there in the lawlessness that exists at this time. So Mexico would prosper greatly. They would get more industry, more jobs. They got the right kind of demographics. They could prosper greatly from being adjacent to the United States with all the young people they have and ready and willing and able workers. So it serves them if the cartels are contained, if something is done. But, the cartels are so entrenched, it's hard for them to do that, I suppose. They've been reluctant. But now things are probably going to change. I can see America going in. And, we've got to stop it, because we've lost more people in a year, almost per year for several years, than the entirety of the Vietnam War. I mean, twice the number. I mean, we lost 54,000 Americans in the Vietnam War. Over the course of many years, we've been losing 100,000 Americans a year to fentanyl. And, there's other things. Plus, you got to consider the carnage in America, just from all the lawlessness of these gangs crossing, and the kind of control they've tried to exercise here in the United States itself. Of course, there's other folks have been coming across the border too, including we suspected members of sleeper cells that could still cause us a lot of trouble. So this is something that needs to be done. We need to take care of our borders, and that's happening. That's already taken place. I remember it wasn't that long ago that the Democrats put out this so-called bill and blamed Republicans for not signing it, said it was all our fault. That bill said, hey, we're going to allow so many to come in a day, then we shut down the border. Well, if you can do that, you just shut it down to start with. I mean, that was just a false excuse. This is our bill to control, to shut down immigration, but it was not a shutdown immigration bill at all. It was a farce. And I'm glad the Republicans didn't go along with that. And now they've shown what can really be done. Shut down the border. They're doing it. So, guys, that's going to be very helpful to Americans here. All the immigrants have they've been living off the public dole, and our public dole is a train wreck right now. And they come here like where I grew up. They had a lot of chicken plants there. The chicken poultry industry would basically encourage these people to come across because they could work for them for minimum wage, and at the same time, the rest of their living was subsidized by you, the taxpayer. So that wasn't fair to the American people. You might be buying chicken cheaper, but you were paying for it in your taxes too. You weren't just paying for it in the grocery store, you were paying for it in your taxes. And your grandkids was going to pay for it because we borrowed money to help cover all this stuff. So that's not a success. That's not a path to success. That's a path to destruction when you borrow so much money that the interest on the federal debt is greater than what we spend on defense, over $1 trillion a year in interest on debt. And we're paying something on the order of 900 billion a year for defense, which needs to be cut. It needs to be halved. So there's a lot of things that need to change. Change doesn't come easy, though. Change is not an easy thing to do because change just displaces a lot of people initially. Now, in the end, you get a lot more productive economy and a lot better jobs that actually grow the true gross national product of the country and the tax base. So then you got more revenue to work with. But right now, we're choking the system down. The government's been very parasitical upon our society. It needs to change. It needs to be restructured. No restructure comes without pain. And of course, the Democrats have been playing on people's fears. We're going to show that in a little bit how they're doing that. But the end game is we're going to be far more prosperous if we can stick with it. It's kind of like if you want to run a marathon, well, you got to build up to it. And if suddenly you quit because it's hard, well, you never get there. Well, our country is headed toward a train wreck if we don't turn this baby around. So that's what we've got to do. We've got to turn it around. We've got a little choice on that, my friends. So we will go into that more. I'll check the chat here in a little bit. I'm going to go through a few things. Hey, that's actually a good comment from Tiffany here. Every one of those sour faces should be plastered. I'm going to show that. Well, says another moderator handled. I hope he didn't delete it. I'll read it out loud in case somebody deleted it. Every one of the sour faces should be plastered on the internet, not clapping for a child with cancer. Amen. 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 Boy, they really held out on everything, and it was disgusting to be quiet. Hey, that brought a tear to my eye. That young boy who wanted to be a policeman, who got got an honorary membership in the Secret Service. And the way that young kid hugged the man next to him, man, that brought a tear to my eyes, guys. I just got to say that was touching. And if they just sit there, on the other side, big long sour faces. Exactly, Tiffany. So, how's everybody doing? JoJo and New and all these folks in here. John, let's see. I'm finding it really hard right now. Finding hard to listen to anyone because I'm like everyone's just talking about the narrative. Oh yeah, we got to show that. Yeah, the narrative is being played of sick people. I mean, what they supported, guys. They supported open borders that brought terrorists in this country. The crime into this country just so they keep their little game going. I'm gonna do a video on this channel, probably posted tomorrow, where I'm going to talk specifically to that. I'm going into more detail on that. So stay tuned for that. My viewership's been down. I've been losing subscribers, especially on Green Graves. I'm losing dozens a day over there. I'm about to drop below 67,000 subs. And, I think YouTube is part of it because I've had people all the time telling me they get unsubscribed. I went to the chat room on another prepping channel recently, and somebody says, I don't get any notifications. Are you still posting videos? And I go, yes. So that's the kind of thing. So y'all need to check back here and see what I'm posting on the channel. And I had slowed down for a while because I was moving, but I'm still posting stuff. And I've posted more recently. I don't know if I can keep this up because I got a lot of work to do, like the solar arrays installed. I'm working. I haven't moved my furniture into the house, but its focus is bad. But I will still put content in. I'm going to do content on the solar arrays themselves. over on my Green Greg's channel. That's a homesteading video that goes over there. So, like I said, he put that out. I'm going to look at a couple things on the internet, but I thought it was really interesting when he talked about the radical left wing lunatics, and he pointed across the aisle at those people, pointed right at them. I thought that was hilarious. He definitely had some guts and to be saying what he's saying. And he talked about the capital punishment for people that who off policemen. Police being a cop is a rough job. They need some protection. We need protection too from corrupt cops, as somebody pointed out in my chat room. So we need both sides of that, but because small agencies can get corrupt. And he talked about RFK and his trying to get to the bottom of the cause of autism, which used to be 1 in 10,000. Now it's 1 in 36. It may be worse than that. I've got a nephew who suffers greatly. He's an adult now, and when you're an adult with autism, it's just tough. And families can't handle a big, strong boy when he's autistic, and could threaten his mom. So that's a tough thing. It's a real drag on our society. Something has to be done. Why has it gotten so much worse than what it used to be? Let's see. And it's about the Army recruitment. Isn't it interesting how they couldn't recruit anybody in the Army? Just the recruitments had just fallen flat. Oh, I just can't get anybody in the military. Now suddenly the best record recruitments. Why? Because it's a real army now. We're back to being a real military. I joined Jimmy Carter's army, and it was awful. What a rag bag organization. It was terrible. But when Ronald Reagan got elected, it just changed overnight. I can go more into that in the future, but it was amazing. It was like two different worlds. It was absolutely amazing, the changes that took place and changes in the esprit de corps. So, a lot to be said for that. He talked about putting in the Golden Dome defense system to be able to protect us against missiles and things coming in this country. You've also need to root out the sleeper cells that are in this country. And I think they're trying to do that. And the hacking, especially hacking in our power grid. Guys, we're not there yet. And we do have a prospect. We could get into war real soon. I need to cover this pretty soon with Iran. And Iran has sleeper cells here that could take out our power grid. China's got the ability to do the same thing. So we are vulnerable. We need to get rid of these vulnerabilities. We need to become less vulnerable to such nonsense. We should have never been there in the first place. I've been rallying to defend our power grid for years now. I actually chaired a conference on it in 2016, and I chaired another power grid defense conference in 2018, just before I started my Green Greg's YouTube channel. So these are important things that need to be dealt with. So let's see. And you talk about resurrecting shipbuilding. Look, China builds, they can build 24 ships before we can build one. How are we going to compete with them? And it's important for commerce, and it provide a lot of good jobs here in America if we get our shipbuilding going again. That's very vital. And we also need to build more icebreakers to be able to go into the Arctic. And speaking of which, Greenland, he says, hey, you got the right to self-determination. You said, and I've always championed the right of self-determination. Let people vote to determine who they're with. If you want to be with one country, let people decide. There's so many countries that hold people against their wills. It's not funny. Now, I don't know how that's going to turn out, but he wasn't talking about taking my military force. He was talking about trying to entice them to join the United States. He says, hey, we'll offer you a deal you can't refuse, pretty much, except for it don't have the mob connotations. If you don't do it, we're going to get you anyway. No dead horse in the bed, I don't think. But anyway, and then talked about Zelensky crawling back to the White House. All these people are saying, well, Trump's just a Putin puppet. Well, you got to realize, this could be a whole nother topic, video topic, that he actually authorized in his first term strikes against Russians in Syria. He's not being a Putin puppet, but he's trying to make peace with Putin. And I think that is important. I think that's vital. We could have a heck of a partnership, because I've said before the tanks ever rolled into Ukraine that we really ought to make peace with Russia, because Russia and the United States both have the same common foe. Now, Putin realizes this. He's known it all along, but he was forced into the lap of the bear. He's known this all along. And Putin made this comment. He said, even if he liked Trump's idea of cutting the defense budget by half. both countries. He said together, if we both cut them by half, China couldn't stand against us. That goes to show that he's really what he's really thinking. And I'm seeing videos claiming that the Chinese and Russia are suddenly not feeling too welcome. There's been some content on that. And he also talked about let's see here, planting the U.S. flag on Mars. Wow, that's going to be quite a jump. But what I really liked, he said, the golden age of America has just begun. So it was a message of hope, a message of restructuring the country and having a future. We were heading toward no future. We were heading toward trying to hurt us into the house of Klaus. And we're not seeing that from him. We're not seeing that from even Elon Musk. Now, you got to realize something. Hey, we got Norway in the house. Very good. All right, I'll check out the chat here. I'm going to go through the chat. This is a family night here. I just wanted to put a little preface out there of these things. I'm going to show a couple of things on the web, and we're just going to go in a little bit of chat here. I can't stay up all night. I think I've been hunched over the computer all day between work and this last video session. I'm kind of hurt right between the shoulder blades. It's got me right in the back. So it's getting kind of tough. Try to stretch his back out a little bit. But Lordy, guys, it's been an adventurous time. There's a lot of chaff being thrown. Look, if you're trying to change the world like they're trying to change it, you're going to get a lot of chaff and worse. There have been a lot of people who were walking around breathing who wound up pushing daisies for doing a lot less, for making far smaller changes or proposing far smaller changes than what Trump and Elon is doing. Now, all these people are saying, well, Elon just in it for the money. Elon's just in it for that. You know what Elon's done? He has turned against his customer base for the purposes of freedom. I mean, he had a huge customer base in Tesla among people that wanted electric vehicles that were primarily on the left side of the political aisle. He just turned that whole customer base off. Not only that, they're anti-Tesla now. They're attacking Tesla vehicles. They're burning Cybertrucks. Now, I'm no big fan of electric vehicles by any stretch. And Trump even said he was taking out the requirement where they were trying to push us and force us into electric vehicles. So why would the main manufacturer of electric vehicles in the United States go along with that? Well, maybe it's the same reason he bought out Twitter and turned it to X, because he saw that the freedom of speech was being attacked and our country was heading toward a ruin. So maybe he was willing to sacrifice that. He's taking sacrifices. And he even said on Joe Rogan, the stuff he was saying could get him off, could wind up having him push daisies. So, and there's a lot of truth in that, because there's a lot of people out there that want to do just that. You see, there's videos, there's things where these people out there making all kind of nefarious claims and propositions against him and Trump and various members of the administration. So this is not an easy thing to so radically change the government, but it needed to happen. Our government was far out of control. The existing, like I've been saying for years, the wheels on the train are going to come off at some point. We're getting dangerously close to $36 trillion in debt. When your debt payment per year is more than your payment on defense, and it's growing, I mean, you reach a point that that's all you can handle. That's all you can service. You got to cut everything else out to pay debt. You got to cut the waste in government and expand the economy. That's the two things that need to be done. And we need to restructure how we're taxed. All the taxes right now are coming from us involuntarily, at the point of the nug of the law. You will pay out of your income. And what a lot of people don't realize is actually a lot of your taxes are twice of what you're actually paying, because the corporations and companies are supposed to put a contribution in. They tell, well, they're doing that. That's not your pay. Yeah, it's your pay, because that's what your cost is to the company. That is your pay. You're just being hidden from part of what would be your pay, because they didn't want the public to understand just how much they're taking. They didn't want you to understand how much it's really costing you. The true cost to you is bigger than what they tell you. So that is something a lot of people just don't get. Now, so they're throwing a lot of fear and dispersion of telling people, well, there won't be any more Medicaid, there won't be any more Medicare, there won't be any more Social Security. If you get the graft and corruption out of it, those programs will be a lot more survivable and sustainable than they are today. And what did Trump talk about? He talked about taking the taxes off the people getting Social Security, taking the taxes off the poor, people that are trying to work in like restaurants and places, the tips. That's helping the poor person out. Everybody said, well, he's just for the rich guy. Well, then why is he trying to take taxes off tips and Social Security? Because he's really trying to help people. And a lot of people eliminate income taxes entirely. So a lot of people aren't seeing that because the other side is throwing up so much chaff that they don't want you to see it, just like the money they're taking from you that you don't even know about. So there's all that. In any event, government's way out of control. You're right, New. Absolutely. All right, so we're going to get, hey, Colorado Jan. Colorado Jan sent me a nice little check in the mail. Appreciate that, Colorado Jan. She's been a very good, long-time supporter of my channels here, and I am most appreciative of all you supporters. So let's that's enough of the notes. Let's see here. Somewhere here I've got some notes and some videos I'm thinking about doing. If I didn't take them out. Oh, I saw notes from another thing there. Yeah, I got a notepad here. Oh yeah, I might do a video on Mexico breaking the law, international law. Make it. What do y'all think about that? I may do a video on Trump not being a stooge, and I'm thinking about doing a video called "Must." It's kind of the idea that what he's doing is a lot better than what a lot of these people, the dispersions, are throwing out there. Now, I will always tell you, don't put your faith in any one man or any one person, for none of us are perfect. The only one that was perfect is going on to be with the Father, and one of these days, he'll come knocking at our door. But we don't know what day that is, because he tells us that no one knows the day and the hour. So until then, you live the best life you can. So, and if you're trying to destroy the world to bring that on faster, you're not really serving his purpose. And you'll probably be held to account for that. And these neocons. Anyway, guys, so, the best thing you can do is try to promote peace, not war. And a lot of this people have been promoting war. They think war is good. War is horrible. There's no way war is good. Sometimes you have to defend yourself. Sometimes you have to stop craziness, like the cartels that are already taking out Americans. And it's not just cartels. That's backed by China, because China supplies the raw ingredients, and they know they're doing it, but they do it anyway. So that's got to stop. That's got to stop. So I'm going to pop up message here. I'm going to get off my screen. Lord Almighty. Norton. What a virus on the computer. Wow, it's just scrolling so I can't catch it. I hate that kind of stuff. Norton's a virus. So is ad blocker. Ad blockers puts up the worst ads I've ever seen. They're worse than the stuff I tried to block with them. So I'm probably gonna Protopopus and spank them. That's one of my other channels. I'll revive when I get a chance to. Oh yeah, I got a killer video on my transmission thing in Houston. I still got to put together once I get all my good editing software together, my friends. So I promised my neighbors I would make them a peach cobbler tomorrow. Oh, yum, yum. That sounds yummy, Jojo. Peach cobbler. All right, I'm going to show y'all a couple things here, I think. So, and then we're going to just go through the chat room. But I just want to lay some stuff out. I'm going to show you some of my videos that I want you guys to try to support. And on a couple of my channels, but just to kind of talk about this dispersion thing a little bit more. Let's see here. Then we're going to do a screen share. Now I got to give credit to Brad over at the Full Spectrum Survival. He's the one that brought this to my attention. He put this out there. He's been, becoming more interesting lately than I thought he was previously. He's definitely covering some of this stuff. So I'm going to share screen. Ding, 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 ding. Hey, I give a shout out and credit where credit's due. That's why I just gave credit to Brad over at Full Spectrum Survival. Now this is on X. That's where he found it. Here are 23 Republican senators. I'm sure a lot of Congress critters will be joining this, who are putting out messages. It includes these guys right here, and including Senator Kelly, who's a senator from here in Arizona, Democrat, who's a former astronaut. I may be a space guy, but that's one astronaut who will not get my vote. He's got one vote, and you vote against him in Arizona. Me, yours truly. I'll never vote for him. I kind of had some respect for his wife for voting space. before she ran her tragic end, but I do not support him. So look at this. All these senators are out here holding tiny little mics to make it look like this is just something they're doing, ad hoc, off the cuff, and they're all reading the same script, showing the same stuff, including Pocahontas over here, who the T-man pointed out tonight. Old Pocahontas, he said that she wouldn't go along with some of the good stuff he's trying to do. Looks like I see Chucky Schumer in there. So these guys are all, it's scripted. They're all saying the same stuff, same tired old messages. And it's all to throw fear into the public. That's what they're trying to do, is trying to make everybody afraid of the necessary changes that we got to have. So, and Elon come up and says, hey, I'll buy a Cybertruck for whoever is the first person to expose who wrote this script. So, yeah, if you know who it is, you got a chance to get a Cybertruck from Elon. In any event, so this, he said 22, and it's now it's up to 23. There's more of them are joining this charade, this that they're out there putting out. Let's see, there's some other stuff out here. Oh, yeah, the news channels are doing the same thing, all talking the same stuff, same talking points. Oh, yeah, what y'all think about this Representative Green, who tried to disrupt Trump's speech, and he got taken out of the House? I was glad to see the Sergeant at Arms escort him out of the House today, because he was trying to be a disruptor. He didn't get very far with that. So there you go, Elon Musk forwarding somebody else's post, best upgrade in U.S. history. All the department chairs who are trying to make big changes. Guys, this is a dangerous proposition. And some of them, their own agencies are trying to thwart them, like Kash Patel and, with the FBI, and Bondi, Pam Bondi over here, head of the Department of Justice. These two here, Kash Patel and Bondi. There was a whistleblower came out, and I think he went to Blaze and reported that a whole bunch of FBI agents were busy burning documents and trashing stuff, according to him. So if that's true, that could explain a lot of the foot dragging that's been going on. I hope we get a full release of the Epstein files. There seemed to be some dragging out of that. Let's hope that all gets released. That's all I can say on that number. So with that said, let's shrink the screen down just enough where I can move the tabs around. Oh, it's not very responsive here. There we go. Let's show some YouTube stuff that I put out, because this is part of the discussion space for tonight. This is my Green Grades channel, top videos. Now, this one I posted on this channel, First Swivel Head News, and I waited a few days before I put it on Green Grades, talking about Doge and taxes. So you need to see that. That's why Doge is doing the job that needs to be done. I talked about tariffs, how tariffs could absolutely save America by actually even saving the dollars, the world reserve currency. And it's that fact that we have the world reserve currency and so many dollars out there that keeps our government spending from putting us in a Weimar Republic situation. It's the only thing that keeps us from Weimar Republic runaway inflation. So hopefully that will help us. And then I got this great interview with David Pine. I finally brought him back on the channel, talking about how to avert World War III. And a lot of good content in that video. So y'all need to go over Green Goat's channel and watch that video if you've not seen it. Then I put out a warning to Europe. I told the Europeans what they needed to do. I told them that only they could save themselves. And it's kind of J.D. Vance that told them they were their own worst enemies. But definitely, I hope that Europe will wake up and follow the example. See, we were heading down the same road. We were heading down the same road. A lot of Europeans don't want to head down that road. So I hope they can take an example from here in the States and pull their countries out of the mess they're in, the quagmire. But I thought it was important to post a warning to show that I actually care about the Europeans before I came out and put out my video explaining why the United States needs to pull out of NATO and do it now. And that might do more to help the Europeans that are hunting independence, who really want true freedom of speech, than anything else, because it puts them on the path to self-sustainment. So I know I got a friend from Norway in here. I'd like to know what he thinks about that. So I will check back in the chat room in a minute. So And I got another channel that got demonetized because I guess I wasn't putting enough content out. I never saw that in a YouTube rule before. But anyway, I got a lot of good videos over here, including how China can rule Earth. Now, I did post this, I think, on Green Ridge later, several days later. So you really need to watch this video. It really explains why we have to beat China to the moon. Now, I need some watch hours over here real badly. So that one's about a 37-minute video. So watching that would really help me out a lot. And I got a lot of longer content videos in here that are an hour or more. So watch those. And I got this man Mars by 2028 Musk. That's, there's something called Musk time. Well, Musk is like a little bit overly optimistic. I don't think we're going to Mars anywhere near 2028, but it made for a fun video. And I'll throw some fun graphics in that one, including that famous quote from Arnie. So it gave me an excuse to throw a little fun stuff in. But toward the end of the video, I said, I kind of defended, SpaceX a little bit up front, but then I said, I don't see it happening that time soon. Especially they're still having issues with the development of the Starship. It's going, it's taking time. They got another flight coming up here in the next day or two. They just scrubbed the launch attempt was the day. Everything's running together for me today. Yesterday, time to me is all kind of melding together, but maybe they pulled it off since. It's hard for me to tell one day from the other. I got so much stuff going on, guys. Anyway, there are some of my older videos. I talked about the F1 rocket engine, some interesting planets, life on Venus. But I think one of the best ones was my colonized Venus video. Y'all need to see that one. One thing you can do on my channels, I can't really do this from my phone with a dog. So one thing that's good to come in from the computer because you can click on videos and see them all. You can search them different ways. You can search videos a lot better from a computer than from a telephone. You can type in topics and things like that. So check it out. But if you look at most popular videos, there's my EMP balloon threat. The most popular videos on my channel have to do with anti-gravity. If you do popular, particularly Amy Eskridge, she is no longer with us. This is a room full of some of the world's top propulsion, advanced propulsion. That's her father right there, actually, engineers. So originally I had it broken into 2 videos, and I combined it. That's got 20,000 views, and that's an hour long. If you want to give me some watch time, that would be a good way to kick these longer videos. Or the ones where I was basically doing videos from briefings at HAL 5. That's almost 2 hours, an hour 41 minutes there. That's a popular video. Anyway, that's just some different things you might want to check out. But over here on this channel, Swivel Head News, I'm about to quit the sharing. I'm just about to go to the chat room, scroll through there and see what you guys are saying. Hang on, just bear with me one more minute. Give the time for people to come in the house. This is going to be a family chat night here. The last things I'm going to show. This is our current video. That's the president's speech. I just showed that a minute ago. That was our last live, saying Zelensky got spanked. And he did. I got some 40 funny shorts in here. But really to see the videos, you got to click on some of my videos. But most of my content in here has been live sessions. Yeah, here's what we got across our border we got to pay attention to. But if you're going to watch the Doge and taxes video and you haven't seen it, watch it on this channel. Communism fails. Ask the Venezuelans. And isn't the good thing we've been pulled out of this WHO? I'm so glad for that. And here was breaking news. I think I put this on Galactic Grades first, where I identified the UFO that the Air Force shot down. One of them. It was actually a bottle cap brigade balloon from some of my friends up north. We're flying a balloon like my friend Bill Brown flies. I called that before anybody in the media did. So I know what that was. When they shot down over Ukraine. I meant over Yukon, excuse me. Anyway, enough said for all that. I'm gonna stop the share. Because I'm not going to go through a bunch of news articles tonight. I just wanted to kind of recap some of that stuff in context of the presidential speech and kind of some of the topics that we're covering now. So what I've done is I've been covering a number of topics that are germane to the changes we're making. And that I'm trying to kind of focus on that a little bit. That's not a popular thing to do, apparently. But I think people need to understand this, especially given a lot of the dispersion we're seeing getting thrown out there. And a lot like the message those 23 senators are putting out, that this has pervaded the news media and gone all over the place. And it scared a lot of people, including a lot of my own followers here. They've been scared. Oh my gosh, what about this? What about that? So, we got more to cover with that. All right, I'm going to plug my phone here. And I'm using my phone here for following the chat. And I'm going to show you a couple of pictures here toward the end from my phone. So let's go through here and see what you guys have to say. All right. Mary, Arnold, yeah, trips. I mean, people only got 49 in here right now. Wow. Thought we'd have had more than that. Tiffany, the backstory 22. Good to see you back. She was on our last session there. And we got Jason Smith. We got Arnold Schmidt and Jason Schmidt. We got a pair of Schmidts in the house, which is Deutsch for German Smith, practically. Hey, we got Colonel Cole in the house. We got all about the Boxer Rebellion in China. Yeah, that's worth a lot of discussion in and of itself. Musings, swivelers. Yeah, I'll say morning instead of morning. John, how you doing, John Baxter? So Tiffany, my friends down in Mexico, Mexican said no one will touch an American now that Trump is in. I won't risk it, but he said that the locals get snatched all the time. Yeah, that's just it. I'm telling you, if we can get the cartels out of Mexico, it would be the best thing Mexicans ever experienced in their lives. I was on the phone talking to a Mexican friend a couple of years ago, and you could hear gunshots and explosions over the phone in her neighborhood for stuff these cartels were doing. There must be people living in fear in some of these communities. I mean, really living in fear. Yeah. Anyway, perhaps they were stuck in their seats, says New. Acting like 2-year-olds, exactly. Everyone, the sour phrases, that's right, Tiffany. We the people say that we the people decide. That's the way it ought to be, anywhere and everywhere. Should always be that way. We the people. Joe making peach cobbler. All right, so John Baxter said, I'm finding it really hard right now, finding it hard to listen to anyone because it's like everyone's just talking about the narrative. That's what I was showing you, the narrative. So we're trying to get outside the box here. Today said we were sick. Yeah. So by saying hi to each other, that's good. Y'all need to talk with each other. We are a family channel. Just remember to keep it clean here. The mods will make sure you keep it clean. Yeah. Kids. When you go into kids who haven't even reached puberty and you're trying to get them to take hormones that block it, well, for one, there's effects later in your life. It increases the prospects for cancer, heart disease, strokes, all kind of stuff. Taking these hormones that are not natural to your body. And he's telling them that. So it's kind of, there used to be this thing about, contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And there's this whole thing about, you shouldn't be talking topics of sex to little kids in the first place. And then sexual orientation, this should be off the table. Why are the school systems taking it upon themselves to go behind the backs of parents to try to talk all this stuff to the kids? Well, for one, the medical establishment makes a killing off this stuff. That's just, oh my God. I have nothing good to say for that. Oh my! If I said what I really thought, my channel will be shut down. Sure. Ooh, that's horrible. Hey, Jesse Mills, how you doing? Professor Sam Vaknin, YouTube talking about Trump's psychology. So I don't know what Trumps are. Thank you for calling the thumbs up, Jesse. I really need all the support I can get. Mostly about corruption. Oh my gosh, the corruption is so bad. It's not funny, guys. It is so bad. When you got agencies that have been audited like forever, when you got out a big bloated government, there's always going to be corruption. Anywhere you get bloated government, you get corruption, bloated spending, and they don't have to live by the same standards that a private company has to look to. So they don't have to be lean and mean. They can be bloated. Hacking, coughing. Oh no, Joe, hope you get better with that. So the professor talking about economy is a revelation. I've followed Sam for some time. Yeah. He invented narcissistic theories. Okay. Norway, good morning, Greg and all. Yeah, Norway, I need to like to hear from you what you think about my take on some of these things. Be good to hear from some, people from other countries, especially the Europeans, especially some of the videos I just posted lately. I'd like to hear from you guys what you really think. The robbers won't give up the robbing easily. Oh, John, you're so right. You're so right. About Mare Island as a kid, first West Coast naval installation. There you go, Tiffany. Tax dollars up his nose. Yeah, with a straw, right? Yeah. You ever seen my video on this channel, propane? You check out my video, propane. It's a little short. April, how you doing, April? The redcoats are here. The redcoats are here. Ding, ding, ding. Quick, pour the eggs out. Oh my Lord. I feel like I'm watching a clown show that's made everyone sick, but most enjoying the sickness. Ooh. I'm out. I'm trying just to get out with me now. There you go, John. It is a clown show, and it's really sick. It really is. And now they're crying and weeping, gnashing teeth, and trying to throw out all the dispersions they can to slow down the inevitable changes. Guys, it's either going to come through purposeful intent in trying to fix things, or it's going to come through a crash of the system. It's destined to happen sooner or later. They're just hoping the crash is a few months later. Maybe they want to squirrel away a few more buckaroonies before crash is. I don't know. It's corrupt. They don't care. But then again, that may be what they want, which is something I do cover in the video you're going to see me post hopefully tomorrow on this channel. May put on Green Rigs later. I don't know. But I'll be talking about the 5 reasons why they like that. They want that. Pennies add up to dollars. They do, JoJo. We the people say, we the people decide. Amen to you. Dedicated followers of fashions following the narrative to the letter. Aren't they, though? Amen. Hey, Greg, roll tide. Hey, roll tide. I may be in Arizona, but still, roll tide. Amen. Make love, not war. I like that new. Make love, not war. That's the one hippie saying I really like. All right, Jim. Everybody's waving each other. That's good. I saw Stray Kitten earlier on P6, but no Michelle for a while. Yeah, I haven't seen Michelle for a while. Hope she's okay. Josh, I was on the channel earlier. Well, tell him I said hi if you see him somewhere else. Wicked demon elites want you thinking love and peace so they can play on your weaknesses. Yeah, but they don't bring love and peace. They bring war and hatred. They talk love and peace, but their results, I mean, look at the cities in the Midwest that burn. I mean, who burns cities? Who attacks? Who's actually attacking and destroying property? Yeah, just check that out for yourself. Yeah, hitting the sack. That's a good idea, JoJo. I need to do it a little bit myself because I've been getting up really early in the mornings now. It's harder to do these late night vids. You don't see me as much. You start dealing with the drug use in the U.S. Yeah, we got to deal with it here too. We got to deal with the root cause. Now, a lot of it is just people lost hope. And so they turned on dope. Well, we need to create a nation of hope and give people other goals. But once they get on that dope, it's hard to get off. I know a couple of people that I know one, I think it's done it successfully, but she had a friend, and she and her friend, I think they were engaged. They both worked for me. The guy's mom died, and he had a little bit of relapse. He was going to, in his desperation, whatever you want to call it, his the mood he was in when his mom died, he tried to do another hit. He didn't survive. Fentanyl killed him. I know people that have died from this stuff. And, the kid, I used to think he was stupid. I was one of the stupidest guys I ever saw. And then he came clean. He got clean. And he came to me and told me all about his child, how he was trying to change his life. And the guy made a lot of sense. And he wasn't stupid like I'd normally seen him. And I was really impressed and hopeful. But he had a relapse and he didn't survive it. That's a sad story. There's a lot of young people that are being taken out by this stuff. And they even try to sneak this stuff in the candies for little kids. It's just nefarious. It's awful. Yeah, all stand at the same time, sit at the same time. Yeah, exactly, Tiffany. Way too much corruption never go. Yes, at all levels, city, county. And you want to hear about local government corruption? I'll tell you who can really spill a lot of beans on that. It's Colonel Cole in the House. He's always showing me all this stuff that's where the school systems are just going the heck in the handbasket. Oh my gosh, we could do a whole video on that topic. Maybe we'll do that one day. It's local at the lowest level, all the way to national government. And someone want to put us in the international. You can't escape it because it covers the whole world kind of system, like the House of Klaus, or maybe something out of the Book of Revelations. So, you always have to resist evil. Don't accept evil and the hope of making good come faster. Wrong is wrong. Two wrongs don't make a right. We're expected to resist evil always. So that's very vital, guys. Food crisis this year amongst home growers. Many seeing sun and planting, but winter ain't done yet. That's true, John. There's been some videos out about this chicken situation, which is driving the egg situation, and a lot of videos on that. What's the channel I'm thinking of here? So a good channel. I've watched it many times. So I'm getting brain locked. Big channel. He likes to expose a lot of this stuff. There's a couple of big channels that do this. But, they've been going to poultry farms, and there's one poultry, I saw an article on this. One poultry farmer had his chickens tested, and they all came up negative. And the person from the Department of Agriculture says, no, we got to take your birds out. And if they threatened to fine him big time, about $4 million if he didn't go along with it. So that's what happened with the price of eggs. Trump will pull out of NATO after the little EU March 6th meeting. A lot of us were hoping he would announce that tonight. One of these, I put that video up today. I thought about waiting a day or two, but nope, I decided to put it on up there. Let's hope we do. And the UN while we're at it, both the NATO and the UN. Accidentally a part of the cabbage in the back of my car. Grew new cabbage. Well, yeah. Hey, I put cabbage and things like that in worm beds and saw it sprout up again, just leaves, and the cells will try to create a whole new plant just from leaves, sometimes stem leaves. It's amazing how you can regrow things. All right, Rusty Bumper and Skylight. Hey, I like that name. How you doing from Canada? What part of Canada? Costing me a small fortune to grow with grow lights. Well, yeah, grow lights are expensive. And heaters, that is expensive. You need to think about things like building Wallapeenies. What was his name? Elliot Coleman, I believe. He did a book called Four Season Harvest. He was up in Maine, up where New Days is. In fact, he was a little south of her, and he was growing enormous amounts of stuff and never using any artificial light and artificial heat. And he's got some books on that, Four Season Harvest. I highly recommend that one. By Elliot Coleman. Just look his name up in Amazon. I think he's got 3 or 4 books. I called him one time and talked to him. Nice guy, really nice guy. I enjoy talking with him. So good man. Another good farmer that a lot of people really adore in the homesteading community, Joe Salatin. Yeah, they try to shut him down. So yeah, the feds did. So that's the kind of stuff that happened. Cabbage is easy to grow. There you go. Well, it all depends on how you do it. First, let's see. First thing I ever grew was by accident. That's funny. So you may have a green thumb and just didn't know it. Like a poet didn't know it. I wouldn't know anything about poetry now, would I? The WHO and their charbonies. Let's see. Rusty Bumper and Scott I'm exhausted from all the winning. All right. So the Irish are wise with the potato and cabbage soup. Yeah, they got too dependent on one crop though, and it caused them starvation. But yeah, that's a good meal, cabbage and potato soup. One of the most nutritious things you can grow is a sweet potato, and they grow pretty well. If a deer don't eat them, deer love them too. I grew some. I grew some sweet potatoes in worm castings. I swear they were ginormous sweet potatoes from worm castings. Oh wow! I mean, they were like crazy. But that was before the deer discovered them. Once the deer discovered those sweet potatoes, boy, they ate those vines up. So around here, I know I'm gonna have to protect them because there are some deer around here. Maybe not as heavy as they were in Alabama. There's deer. I got a picture. I'm gonna show it to you in a little bit. Try to show it to you. It's from my phone. I don't know how good that'll show up, but I got a picture of a big bucking mule deer just up above me here, and he was right adjacent to my property. And this was the evening after I'd been down in the little wash there making videos, and he was just right next to the wash. In fact, he was in the wash initially. Jeff Mullinix. Hey, Jeff, where you from, Jeff? You wouldn't be from Sand Mountain, would you? Sounds like a very familiar name. Let's see here. Talking to each other, that's good. If Scotland put a tariff on us, it might hurt some. Yeah, but look, we are a net importer. So tariffs is to our advantage. Interglacial periods last only 500 years. Well, no, they can last 10, 11, maybe 12,000 years, or might be on we might be on the end of this one. Hey, yeah. Let's see. Chemical castration. Yeah, ain't that awful? Isn't that awful? They call him shrimp. Okay, John. Does Omar mean once married a relative? Yeah, what? Okay, Mr. Cheddar Prepper, what is this? Does Omar mean, oh, oops, I better be careful what I read. That might be taken as being a little slided there. Ford thinks he's somehow going to stop DJT from invading Canada by acting aggressively. Canada? I don't think the United States is going to invade Canada, but I think they might try to convince them they'd be better off in the United States. Rodney, how you doing, Rodney? Good day. Rodney's from down under, way down under. Yeah, another thing down there. What about the Chinese going down south of Australia and New Zealand and doing a live fire exercise? I mean, just right off the coast almost. Yeah, China's getting very aggressive, guys. Oh, you got a cyclone heading toward Australia? I hope it don't hit. Yeah. Actually, 2 bags of mixed grain, 2 bags layer pellets, bag of hay, 56 quid. Can't keep the hens anymore. Uh-oh. Yeah, well, hey, there was a video I saw where a guy fed his chickens just from compost piles. He set up these big compost piles and let the grub worms and things grow on them. And he'd fence them in and turn his chickens in on them. They could scratch and eat the grub worms and things growing, bugs growing in the compost pile. That's the only way he fed his chickens. He had like 100 layers, some big number, and he was feeding them. I think that was on the Jason Rhodes on his YouTube channel. You know, he's got a good homestead YouTube channel. He also incorporates some with Joe Salatin. So Jason Rhodes, he covered that. So you need to check his channel out. He's had some health issues, but him and one of his kids are having quite a few health issues, and they got hit by the floods too. They hit North Carolina. They wiped them out. Great awakening. I hope we're in a great awakening now. How you doing, Keith in Arizona, neighbor? I got a couple neighbors in here, Keith and Jesse Mills. Keith and Jesse Mills really are neighbors. They're in the same community, really close to each other, same community, roughly. Fingers crossed for you, Rodney. Amen. All right, everybody. I'm going to say a prayer for Rodney before we go out of here tonight. Uh, let's see. I wasn't talking about Mary Jane New. It's those hard drugs that are really wiping people out. Natural things are nature. Okay. All right. What's this? New days is past. UL server. Greg doesn't drink or no, I don't do anything like that. Well, somebody making comments, accusing me of something. Let's see, what was that? Maybe it was this thing. Oh, no, I don't do any of that. I can't. I can't even smoke weed because of the job I have. I've not done any of that stuff. I ain't not gonna do it. Don't need it. Your neighbor almost passed. Oh, nephew almost passed from fentanyl. Yeah, and you know, we get the statistics, people pass away. What about all the other damage and social damage and these people whose lives are ruined by the addictions? They can't be, they're having a hard time being productive individuals in society because their lives are so wrecked by the addictions. That's what China wanted. That's what China's behind. They're trying to weaken the United States. That's why they're pushing this stuff in. So what we need to do is figure out how to get a message of hope and help these people out of their addictions. It's got it if we can. I've talked to a couple of people addicted. I tried to get them to see another life, but that high is so powerful. I'm told that it's just mind-boggling. But it destroys lives. It destroys people, guys. The eggs thing is some heavy stuff that might be hitting too high. I'm not sure I follow supply versus demand. Hopefully, with all the illegal aliens being moved, the demand will drop and supply price will come down, price of eggs. Ford forgets that the line number 5, which goes from Alberta to Manitoba to Ontario, is through Michigan. Yeah. Oops. What's happening? Yeah. Sometimes I'm scrolling, it's trying to take action on messages. I don't want that to happen. Antidote for med overdoses. So what was that, Jason? Jason thought that's kind of antidote. Oh, Narcan. Narcan. Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that stuff. Southern Ontario. Okay, Rusty Bumper. Southern Ontario. Now, I've been to, I used to go up to Toronto and Brampton. You know, the company used to be called Spar that made the Canada arm for the shuttle and later for the space station. And they started out near Toronto, not too far from the airport. And I used to go to that facility. They had a big flat floor for running the robotics. And they went to a bigger facility in Brampton. And I think they're MD Robotics now. I think that's their name. I think the drones had something to do with the bird flu. Who knows? There's still a lot of mystery in that. A lot of mystery with these drones. I don't think that's over yet, guys. The sad thing about the drones, even if they weren't Chinese, boy, they showed them what they could do here. That's the scary thing. How vulnerable we are to drones. Over Biden in 28. Oh Lord, Jason. They said fentanyl's on their money. Ooh. They said cocaine was on the $1 bills because so many people used them and they would rub each other in all these wallets and stuff would get messed around. 2 tiny grains of fentanyl will kill you. It's awful. Very bad stuff. Very, very, very bad stuff. When something is so fatal at such a minute level, why does anybody want to take anything that might even have it in it? Like the meth heads. You know, they may think they're getting pure meth. And lo and behold, it's cut with fentanyl, and next thing you know, they're pushing daisies. Those drugs are all bad. Coyote squash is great, easy to grow. Okay, Gator, I'll have to check that one out. It's in the water. That's scary, John. That's scary. Yeah, a lot of stuff you take it and it goes through your system, back out to the environment. That's one of these when the chemical medications are the same thing. And we got all these forever chemicals, all these other things. There's a lot of nasty stuff out there, guys. Rose band. I don't know what that is. Rain Sunday. Rusty bumper, something that happened when Trump put tariffs on China initially. Prices didn't go up. Chinese ate it. They ate a lot of that because they were still trying to sell stuff here. So the first round of tariffs didn't cause inflation for us. Inflation interglacial is usually about 90K, 10K. Yeah, you got to cycle about 90K to 1,000, 100,000, 90 to 100,000 years of glaciers and 10, 11, 12,000 years of interglacial. That's the way it's been. Now, all the people say, well, the next ice age is still 10, 11,000, 12,000 years old. How do you get that? If you look at the clock cycle, it's been pretty periodic. So to think that's going to be that long interglacial, I think they're being overly optimistic. Z is not as enthused with Trump as he was before. Yeah, because President Taterhead son went over and took money from them. That's why. Maybe he was on the dole. Maybe that's why we wasted so much of our ammo in Europe and playing whack-a-mole with the Houthis. Yeah, this is a family channel, people. We are here to be family and stay family clean. Eastern Canada is liberal, or Western Canada is conservative. Mine, Arnold's right. And that's kind of the way it is here in the United States. The East Coast, of course, Vancouver is like the West Coast of the United States. But, British Columbia itself, most of it is conservative. Like some of the West states, the countryside's conservative. Cities dominate. Unfortunately, oh, okay, just put his number up on the board and stand. I know where Stanford is at a store. Passed by it, getting my solar panels and a few of the generator. Been by there a couple of times. Anyway, so I know where that is. There's no time for mental crunches like drugs in this day and age. Amen to that. Yeah, by the way, Keith, Jesse got my number. So let's see. Midwest is conservative. West Coast, yep, pretty much Rusty Bumper. Eggs are expensive down here too. Guys like yeah, $8 and $9 a dozen. That's rough. That's rough. I actually saw more eggs in Walmart today than yesterday. I noticed it was yesterday. The shelves are almost full again. What is they've been being empty, so maybe something's going better. Don't know. Hey Dina, how you doing? Alicia Bell. Well, I did a video about balloons there, Rusty Bumper. You need to see my balloon threat video from China. They can do a lot of stuff with balloons that blow your mind. Trust me, I know. I want using to launch rockets. Make it rain. How far down the chat I am. I'm trying to scroll through it. Lots up here, mega purple skies. Oh, purple skies. Hey, Greg, been a minute. Hope you're well and thrive. Hey, Subi, I've got a blood clot I'm trying to let dissolve in my left calf muscle. So, yeah, I'm having to be kind of careful about that. Yeah, Arnold, it's taking a lot of lives. It's a scourge in the entire Western world right now. These things are. I understand Europe's dealing with some of that too. Hey, we actually got the bottom of the chat room almost. Wow, that fentanyl is horrible for everybody. CB, $8 in Northwest. Is that Illinois? And the rain coming. Yeah, we're having a really dry year here, almost record dry year here in northern Arizona. We can't even burn garbage. Price of fuel. That's right. And Trump is really trying to get that down. That's a huge driver in inflation. Check on the tanks. Let's see. Purple skies, ultra UV levels. That ain't good. Brenton more under the ozone. Are even Brenton and John Baxter? Hang on a minute. Oh, all righty, folks. It's 11:39 my time here. Tell you what, let's do. I don't know you'll be up so late tonight. I got up really early this morning. My back's got me where I'm hunched over the keyboard so long today. Exactly, Colorado Jim. Please share my videos, folks. Please share my videos. The networks are really trying to tamp me down. Share my videos on all my channels. Put on your social media. Send them to friends. Email. Do whatever you can. We need to get the word out, and they're really stumping on me. Give some likes. Go into the chat areas of the videos, and y'all talk with each other. Make a comment against somebody else's comment. Make a comment on somebody else's comment. I see some of y'all doing that. That's good. I've been so busy putting out videos and trying to do more work. I've not commented as much myself to a lot of your content you've been adding, but I do appreciate it. I do check this stuff out. Sometimes it's just hard to come back and add time to keyboard it. A lot of good comments. April, how you doing? Took some 30 lives. Oh, stay safe, stay free. All right. I want to ask first, do we have any prayer requests? We should pay for people in Australia if they got a cyclone heading for them. Do we have any prayer requests? We should pray for Granny Lana and her granddaughter all the time. Let's pray for Kaylee. Granny. We lost Granny Lana. She's got a friend of the channel for a long time. She was a sweetheart, took care of a lot of kids. She took in a lot of kids. So we'll do that, and then we'll ask everybody where they're from. We're going to call it a night. How long we've been doing so far? Everybody got a time on how long we've been online here? So, hello, I have hair. I need the beard. Thanks for having me. Oh, yeah, I'll show a couple pictures while praying is good. Amen. I always pray for New Day. She's had procedures she's recovering from, but it's been a while back, but still, that's a good thing to pray for. I'm going to pull up some pictures here. Here's one. You see who's burnt toast? Here's a picture I got just right above me, right up here. That's a mule deer. See his antlers, he's looking back. That's his rear end aimed at the camera and he's looking back. Mule deer, big rack on his head. All right. Got some interesting things here. Let's see. I don't know anybody that smoked a cigar, do y'all? And the video I'm going to post on here, the next one, I was actually smoking a cigar while I was doing that. Might be what I'd use. And for those of you that remember back when I used to do on Ring Raves, I did a video Woden's Wednesdays. Just because, people thought I looked kind of like that, and I do have Viking ancestry, a lot of Nordic ancestry. So I've had a little fun with that, but y'all, I do believe in hereditary. I got to remember that. But how about this for a picture? Maybe I should go back and do some more Woden's Wednesdays conversations. I've been asked to do that actually. So what do y'all think? Should we go back and do a few more Woden's Wednesdays? Since people don't, I thought a lot of people wouldn't understand that. That's one reason I stopped it. Granny miss her. Stinker told me she was going to die on my birthday, and she did. Oh well, maybe she just couldn't help it. New days. She just does all she can make it. Ozone hole, there more UV in, but nutters be like, wow, look at the lovely northern lights. Oh yeah, we know Jason's from Area 51. He always just tells us that. Now, let's have a little quick prayer session here. Yeah, Subi, she passed away. It's been over a year now, or about a year or something like that. We're right on it. So let's do a little prayer session here. So I'm not going to tell again, I don't tell people how to pray. I'm not going to lead the prayer. It's up to everybody to pray according to your own faith. But let's pray for the well-being of our followers, for world peace, for Trump and Elon and all the members of the Trump administration to be able to change our government without us falling into a civil war, and that we can stay out of World War III. And pray for these kind of things for a prosperous future. I pray that Canada and USA get things sorted out. That's a good prayer to have. 1 year, the seven. Okay, it's been a year. Bless her heart. She was a good soul. Maybe get a son for vitamin D. Yep. But you got to watch the UV. All right, guys. Still a little quick prayer session. Folks, tell me it. One of my videos are usually so late that the time we get to the interview, I'm just French fried toast. So I've been trying to end a lot of them earlier, but let's do it now. Let's have a little quick prayer session. Just a moment of silence here. Yeah. Oh yeah. Go to bed tonight. I hadn't made any prayers for my blood clot. Nothing comes of it. Didn't even think about that one. Ask you guys for your prayer request. Sometimes I'll think about me last. Let's see here. A couple more weeks. All right, everybody, tell us where you're from. Arnold Smith already told us he's Area 31. So we got 57 in the room according to this. So everybody tell us where you're from. Uh, there you go, Rusty Bumper. Yeah. Still 50. I'm 56, still young. That's true, Keith. Copperopolis, Northern California. Yeah, over in West Wokistan, Northwest Illinois, so CB. All right, we got that. Amun Ra, what do they worship? Uh, Ra was the sun god in Egypt. Amun Ra. Yeah, that's true. 17th. Niagara Falls, Canada. I've been there. Been there. Maine with the pain of a governor. Yeah, you got a pain of a governor. That's true. I call my place Area 51B. Okay. So now we got Area 51 and Area 51B. Colorado Jam. There you go. Going to be 70 this year. Yuck. Okay, Subi. Well, congratulations. All righty, folks. That's Urita, Colorado. If I pronounced the town right, Colorado Jam. Great Falls, Montana. I drew through Montana. Beautiful back in that part of the state. Especially one of the most beautiful areas in the lower 48 is the Bitterroot Mountains between Montana and Idaho. I bet that leg, Greg. Yeah, I will a little bit because I'm going to be going to bed a little bit. Easter show yeah, I may be in show tomorrow. By the way, yep, I know where you're at, roughly there, Keith. I'm off to see if Bourne is live. Well, tell him I said hi. Well, he knows who I am. I think I've been in his live chat a time or two, a few times. All righty, folks. Say thank you, all you mods, keeping the channel clean. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I have to call it a night. I got to switch the generators. I got a few chores to do before I turn in, but I got to get in bed. I really got to hit the hay. So, Warren's got a good channel. Norway didn't come back and say anything. I didn't run him off. Yeah, I was born. Bjorn is in Norway. Good channel. I like his channel. All righty, folks. So once again, thank you, mods. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Remember to hit the like button, share, subscribe to my channel if you've not already done so, and pass the word around. Watch some of my videos, guys, especially on Galactic Race. I need to get the view count up. I'm trying to get it remonetized. I need watch hours. That's what I need there. Excuse me. All righty, guys. Once again, thank you all. One and all. I say good day or good night wherever you are. Good night, good day, and rig out. Ho, ho, ho.